The heat continues across the area, and it is not letting up, at least not for the next several days. And it's also still very dry across the area, and that's why, taking a look at the drought tracker, we've got a good chunk of our area now in severe drought conditions, which is obviously not very good. Now our friends out by West Plains are in extreme drought. What that also means, though, for us, by expanding the severe drought, is now we have moderate drought out through these areas, and the counties in yellow are at least abnormally dry. So every county in our viewing area, the drought situation is continuing to worsen, and unfortunately, we've got time before it's going to improve. As we head through the evening, there may be a stray shower or thunderstorm for some of us, but the majority of us are going to stay dry. Temperatures will eventually drop off into the 80s by midnight. Overnight lows around the mid-70s for most of us. And this is the next to last night that 70-degree overnight lows is going to happen for a few days. Everybody in orange is under a heat advisory. So Benton County, you guys are the only ones down here not under a heat advisory at this time. Everybody else in orange under a heat advisory. There's varying expiration times on these, but the latest of which runs until Sunday at 8 p.m. And honestly, it wouldn't be a surprise if they were extended yet again, because take a look at the next 24 hours. We get those mid-70s lows, and like I said, this graphic just wasn't built for these kinds of temperatures. We're pushing the lower 100s yet again come tomorrow. So that's why it's important that we talk about the heat safety tips. Always just keep these in mind. You need to stay hydrated and take frequent breaks. Limit strenuous outdoor activities, especially during prime heating of the day in the afternoon. Wear lightweight, light-colored clothes, and be sure you're checking on the elderly and pets. If you have any pets that are outdoors, try and bring them in as much as you can. Try and just straight up keep them in, because these heat conditions can be brutal. Another place that the heat can be brutal is in your car. So this is kind of a breakdown. If the temperatures were 70 degrees outside, which they are nowhere near that, it gets pretty hot in your car on a nice day. So what ends up ultimately happening with where we're at is we're pushing into the lower 100s. And this particular graphic doesn't even go that far. It goes as far as 90 degrees on the thermometer. So this is if it was 80 degrees outside. You can see what those temperatures do behind me. Now let's talk about what happens when they're at 90, because that's as close as this thing gets to the temperatures that we're dealing with, is 90. So remember, we're about 10 to 15 degrees above that. So you can add another 10 or 15 degrees to this. After 10 minutes of your car in the heat, it's at 109, 119 after 20 minutes, 124 after 30, and 133 degrees after 60 minutes. And like I said, that's with 90-degree temps. Add another 10 or 15 degrees to that. You don't want to leave your pets, your kids, you don't want to leave anything or anyone in your car in this kind of heat that we are experiencing across the area. Future track does show some passing clouds for those stray showers. Otherwise, temperatures yet again tomorrow pushing into the lower 100s across the area. And a look at the 7-day alert days continue through Tuesday. Temperatures will continue to rise to near 110 degrees, and overnight lows only dropping back into the lower 80s through the weekend and the start of next week. But Wednesday, a cold front comes through, increasing storm chances ahead of it. That cold front could drop us 21 degrees with overnight lows Thursday night into the 60s. We're certainly hoping that that comes true for us because we absolutely need this relief.